Welcome, NC Youth Academy coaches. Here we are with another installment with our Spring 2019 training session overview. Hopefully some of you have been able to get back out on the fields or get out on the fields for the first time. I know the weather's not cooperating, but if we haven't, that is an opportunity for us to think about our grassroots player philosophy, how we're using it with our teams and our programs. If we reflect on the idea of deliberate play as the foundation of all of this, then we look at the philosophy for these players, that being that our grassroots players and that level of play, children learn and develop to their full potential through game-like experiences in an enjoyable environment that's going to support individual growth. And that's the overall focus when we look at this philosophy as it relates to how we can challenge players through these activities and through these sessions. If you're starting to implement them, if you use them in some capacity, or you've been implementing the whole time with your grassroots level player. So when we look at our session this week, again, we're not necessarily taking a chronological approach going from build up to creating chances all the way into the defending. We're looking at the moment. So what happens at the weekend in terms of where our teams were successful or unsuccessful, that moment with the ball or without the ball is going to drive the topic that we deliver that week. And so for our purposes, I'm delivering them based on the list that you see here. But when it comes to your teams, you should apply them relative to the team's performance and the actions that they show you at the weekend. And so as we sit here and we look at our topic, we're looking at creating chances in the opponent's half. And we're going to do that by building up into their half and then becoming dangerous or looking to create chances, passing or dribbling forward, creating passing options, and supporting the play, while overall reading, making decisions, focusing and taking responsibility for our own development. And the first play phase is going to help us do that right off the bat. Our organization is based on staff, number of players, fields. We've got keywords to support them, guided questions, as well as answers. And again, these are some things that we want the players to show us, some things we want them to think about, some things we actually want them to respond to. And as we move into the main themes of the session, we're going to look at a 3v2 for our core activity to determine how we can create chances in the opponent's half. So we've got 3 blue triangles. They're just carrying the ball into the space to initiate play, and then the reds come onto the field. They're scoring on a small goal, whereas the blues are scoring on this goal. So it's definitely game-like. We've got that element covered because there's a task and objective for each team. We can vary our coaching positions and when and who starts with the ball to reflect the game, meaning throw-ins, out of bounds, ball starts in different spots. And that's really going to help the organization piece, the game-like, the repetition, the challenge, and then how, when, and where we coach. So we got to make it a little easier, make it a little bit less challenging. We're going to go to a 2v1. Similar guided questions, similar answers that we're looking for our players, but we're basing it off the 5 elements to decide whether we go up or we go down in terms of the challenge level and the practice. You know, the repetition, number of goals scored, the challenge that the players that our focus team and our target and our topic are experiencing. That's going to determine what we do next. And we said we got to challenge them, make it a little bit more difficult. We've got a 3v3 here, very simple, still scoring in the same way. Players are bringing it on. We've got a variance in terms of where the balls are starting and where we can coach from. And then the ultimate test, or the ultimate area where we look to assess, is going to occur here in the 4v4 or the final game. And this is where we're going to step back and we're going to check for understanding through the player's body language. We might engage with them a little bit, but the demonstrations or their understanding based on what they're performing on the field. And then we, ourselves as the coach, we're going to reflect against these 3 questions, as well as we're going to look at the 5 elements to guide us on what we need to do next. So hopefully that's a nice little overview. If you get on the fields, good luck. Here's until next time. Thanks.